Boop 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 boo. It's the Vasudha Garden Update. Alex, what day is it?
9.
It's the 9th. It's June 9th, 2021. And we just had a fabulous couple hours here at the garden. And I'd like to give a little update for everybody. So as you can see, we cleared out some things, including these compostable little herb things that never really grew. I think they dried out too fast. Rest in peace, Martin. I don't know what hand signal to make, but thanks for trying. We can try again, but they were pretty dried out, pretty torn apart, so they're composted. The tarragon forest is doing, as always, incredible. Please come take some, make some pesto. It's really thick. We're gonna have to make like a giant campus-sized pesto to use all this, which is fine, but it's also just kind of beautiful. I think this is yeah, that is some tarragon growing up, I think. And this is the comfrey that's doing pretty well. But also I'd like to, we realized that the mint had kind of been forgotten about in the forest advance. So we took some out. We're gonna do an experiment, and you can see right over there. I'll review when we get to there, but we replanted. So what's the big update? The big update is that, you know, if it's been a couple videos since you saw, we have cleared a lot of space. We cleared a lot of Creeping Charlie, which is, I'll show you what it is. This is Creeping Charlie. And it's allowed to be on the outside, and it's a fine plant. It's a friend, but it was covering the place. So we tore that up, and that's why we have all this new kind of space if you haven't been up to date on the garden. But also you can see these red cabbages that are a little beaten down. So today I cleared a bunch of milkweed because we have this beautiful milkweed garden, right? And it's good for butterflies. It's just a general ecosystem plus, and I visually love it. I don't know why, but it's just an excellent strong plant. Just love the big broad leaves as well. But the milkweed there was blocking out any potential light, and we want to make this part of the experimental bed number 2 more space to experiment. So we've got a mint experiment now, and this red cabbage is actually growing well, this one, but this other ones were either beat down by rain or destroyed by my feet that one time. I'm not totally sure, but I transplanted one from elsewhere here, and we cleared the space hoping that the additional sunlight will help them thrive and grow a little bit more, because we've been having trouble growing them. We also did some work today tying things up to make the sun a little better. So this cilantro plant, for example, cilantro smells horrible and tastes horrible to me. It is really potent, so I feel like this is probably a good time to come get some. Nice little flowers on here, but the cilantro is nice, and we put it up on a stake and used a metal flag to tie it around. We'll think about how to do that better. This is the arugula. We've got 2 bunches of arugula. These are the arugula seed casings, and down here is the arugula itself. Coincidentally, also tastes bad to me, but yeah, it smells pretty potent. Time to come get some. This milkweed we're keeping because this is actually the originating corner. This is where late fall we stored all the milkweed seeds. So I don't know, feels wrong to remove it. But as you can see, we have this. We've just got a ton of garlic and a ton of onion. So and we're still removing these little wild lettuces. But we got a ton of this onion and a ton of this garlic, so please come get it. Like, it's ready. There's a bulb of garlic down there that would be really good. I'm gonna take some, actually. I took home some spring onion and some garlic, so I'm excited to use that. And if you're having a bad day, just butter up a pan, put some garlic in, and just take a deep breath. Makes me feel better. Yeah, so we cleared this space. We're still kind of trying to figure out what to do with it, and we need to clear out some of this stuff. So please, if you need onions and garlic, come get it, because that's just a mess. It's a thicket, but it's fresh. It's good. And in this bed, we look at this. Folks, look at this. That is a little arm toying around, and we didn't guide those. I thought we would have to guide those, but we didn't. They just be doing that, fam. Thank you, beans. And this beautiful flower. Beautiful. We've got Christina peas, lentils, which someone keeps biting. And these plants we don't really know, but we didn't want to remove anything because Brandon put a bunch of flowers here. So hopefully that'll be something beautiful or tasty. These are the mustard greens that we have a good amount of. So if you also need a mustard green, you can make kind of a paste with them. You can use them as a salad item in a mixed salad. Yeah, pick up some mustard, pick up some of this red kale, which our thinning operation, the last couple times we've been out here, thinning and spreading around has been really effective. Like, look at how these are growing, because they were all staying quite low before, but now they're growing. And I think also this part of the garden gets more sun than that part. But yeah, look at that. So that's all some good red Russian kale that's coming up. And this is a unidentified plant that I think we removed, so I'm gonna remove it. This is the mama, as Emily, Alex, and I were saying earlier, the mama red kale plant. So she's doing well. This is a walking onion, and I just think this flower up here is actually quite beautiful, quite the array. Love it. And the clover patch, some really interesting thing that Alex and I notice about the clover patch is that over here, the tomato plants that are separated are kind of wilting. I mean, they're fine, but they need more watering, right? This one's okay. That one, they all look a little tired. They're sensitive plants. But the ones that are in the clover bed are stronger. They're a little taller. They're rooted a little bit better. And one, maybe they get the right amount of sun. Two, though, and I think more probably, is that this clover, our beloved clover, if you're a long-time listener, we've always loved this clover and kept it. And it was the only thing in the garden when we revitalized that was really keeping any moisture in the soil. And this ground cover is, I think, keeping a lot of moisture. So even though the tomato plants aren't getting watered every day, they're still getting enough moisture to be healthy. So we'll have to work on watering those more, but I think that that's an interesting observation about the kind of non-symbiotic, non-evolutionary relationship, but like horizontal, I don't know, I don't have a phrase for it, horizontal vibing, in which the clover is helping these tomatoes. And I wonder if the tomato is helping it. If Brandon was here, he would mention how the clovers fix nitrogen really well. So I thought that was interesting. This comfrey is just gorgeous. I mean, it is just exploding. And it's just beautiful. It also smells kind of good in an herbaceous way. We've got this thick spring onion. Come take some. They're really delicious. And these flowers are quite beautiful as well. The bean over here, I don't know what happened, but they're not here, but we'll get another one. This kale, like we've got this kale, this dino kale, which is different than the red Russian kale, and it's looking good. It's looking strong. And about this time of the year, it starts to really explode. So soon it will take this over. Are these tomatoes? No? I'll figure it out. But they look like they're doing well. We got more red Russian kale in the graveyard of my old moss garden. Rest in peace. We got a couple dandelions here and there. Yeah. And we've got to check out our friend, the fern. Doing well. Love it. Fern buddy. And Brandon mentioned that this fern might just explode in flowers someday. So I'm excited for that. And this is actually the comfrey I pulled up because it was an unhealthy kind of plant, not getting enough sun. I need to work on that. There's a lot of blocking here, but it's coming up nicely. And so, you know, that's the garden update for today. Update on this raised bed. I sent in the paperwork. We hadn't received an answer on the question we wanted. That was gunking up the process, but everything else is ready to go. So as soon as, you know, they see my 5 emails and choose to respond, we can do this. We're going to get some supplies and build this bed. And shout out to the grounds team for just letting this sit here and occur. Yeah, so that's the update for June 9th. Things are going well. And also, just note that we've really thinned out the milkweed. If you see a bunch of milkweed that's not in that corner in either bed that isn't here or there, you know, this side of the bed, just take it out. Because I love milkweed and we want to help the butterflies, but it is just prolific. Beautiful leaves. But yeah, you want to get engaged, get on the Discord or text me, call me at 484-888-2828. My name's Bucky Stanton. I'm the teaching ordering assistant for the Vasudha LLC, and a happy garden denizen today. Have a good one, everyone.